Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Karina from Diem Thrift. If you are new here, welcome. I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, and I'm back with another monthly sales review video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my total sales from September and then sharing some of my highlight sales that I made last month. I cannot believe it is already October. This year went by so freaking fast, and it's Q4 and I can't fully wrap my head around it. I made a post on Instagram talking about how I've been scrambling to try to get all my ducks in a row for this busy season, but other people pointed out that for some resellers Q4 isn't that exciting. I feel like Q4 is more for people who sell on Amazon, but I feel like it can still potentially be good if you are sourcing the right items. So I'm excited to see how I do. I also want to share with you guys at the end of the video kind of this new way that I'm going to be reviewing my monthly sales. Instead of comparing to the previous months, I'm going to be doing something that I learned when I worked in retail. I used to work at Cotton On just as a retail associate slash cashier, and every day that we checked in to our shift, we would have to go over KPIs, or key performance indicators. If you guys don't know what that is, I will share a little bit more about it later on in this video, but I want to figure out a way, especially going into 2022, the new year's almost here, how I can use KPIs from previous years to get a better understanding of my business and how my business is going to perform. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned until the end of the video. First, I'm going to share with you guys some of the highlights of sales that I made this past month. So overall in September, I made $4,703.99 across all platforms, mainly Poshmark as usual, and my average sale price was $38.88, which is pretty comparable to the previous month. It's been kind of steady. I feel like my sales have been around the same area these past few months, and I'm just trying to figure out how I can get it back up. I feel like I was doing really good in March, April, but when you're in any kind of retail environment, you have to realize that things, or well, I had to realize that your business is gonna function differently and perform differently in different times of the year. So for me to compare my fall sales to my spring sales or my summer sales, it doesn't really work that well. So again, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about this later, but let's go over some of the sales that I made on Poshmark. The first item that I'm going to share is actually a pair of shoes. I was gifted these, and I just didn't like them for me. I just feel like they weren't really my style, so I ended up listing them on Poshmark. I wasn't expecting that they were gonna sell for so much, but they were these Maj Frankie pearl embellished black Velcro sandals, and they're honestly beautiful. I really want a pair of Tevas, or Tevas, however you pronounce it, but these were just a little extra for me. They didn't fully match my style. They weren't it for me, but these sold for $100 minus the Poshmark fee. I earned $80, so that was all profit since I was gifted these. But yeah, maybe I can put that money to just some regular Tevas. I'm not sure if they're still gonna be popular next summer. I know that they made their way into the fashion scene rather than just the outdoorsy scene, but I don't know, we'll see. Let me know if you guys have a pair, if you guys like them, if I should get them, but I will definitely keep my eye open. The next thing that sold is actually another pair of shoes, and you guys might have seen this in one of my haul videos, but these were a pair of Rothy's, which I was so excited to find. I'm always excited to find Rothy's. These did not sell for as much as I thought they would. I posted them on a Facebook Poshmark group, and somebody told me that they were a retired style, so then I should price high. So I think I priced them at $150. It got quite a few likes, but it ended up selling for $75. I still made a really good profit, but I was just kind of surprised that these didn't sell for as much. They were these Rothy's black honeycomb round toe flats, and they were a size 9.5. I believe I paid like $8 for them though. So after the Poshmark fee, I earned $60. It's a pretty good profit margin in my opinion. I'm always excited when I find Rothy's as long as they're authentic, but hopefully I can find some again soon. The next thing that sold was probably one of my favorite sales of September. This was a Herve Leger Raquel light pink bandage dress. I actually found this in the same haul that I found those Rothy's in, and I was very surprised to find it. When I thrifted it, it actually didn't have the Herve Leger tag inside. I had to look up the RN code, and yeah, I was honestly really scared that if this sold, somebody was gonna get it and then claim that it was inauthentic, which has happened to me in the past. But everything went smoothly. I was rated, it was accepted, and everything went well. This sold for $190 minus the Poshmark fee. I earned $152. Herve Leger is another brand that I don't come across a lot, but when I do, it sells so great, and I just love finding this brand. This next piece is actually something that I picked up at a TJ Maxx. So I did a little bit of retail arbitrage last month. I didn't find a lot, and I found this sweater. I wasn't too sure if I should pick it up because it was priced at $25, and with retail arbitrage in places like Marshall's and TJ Maxx, you got to be careful because a lot of those things are oversaturated, or you know, they are leftovers from big retail stores that just couldn't sell. So that's why they're priced so low, and that's why they end up at these discount stores. So I was very concerned if this was gonna sell or not, but it was from a pretty desirable brand, so I gave it a try. And I'm glad that I did because it sold for $90. It was this A Goldie Thora cropped sweatshirt in grape. This actually sold for full price, so I didn't have any offers on it or anything. Somebody just came and swooped in and bought it, which is amazing. I did pay $25 for it, but I think that profit margin is totally fine. It works great. After the Poshmark fee, I earned $72. The next item that sold was a jacket by the brand Joie, and it's funny because I actually went sourcing earlier today and I picked up another Joie jacket, so I'm hoping that that one sells well as well. But this was the Joie Arle faux fur brown bomber jacket. I also picked this up in Portland. I think I got this at Buffalo Exchange maybe, but this sold for $90. I also sent out a shipping discount. I believe this was an offer that was sent out by Posher VA, so I didn't manually send this offer. Whenever somebody likes an item, Posher VA sends out an automatic discount with, I think I have it set at like 10% minus a shipping discount depending on the price. It changes whether it's the $4.99 or the $5.99 or whatever amount that is, but this one was a shipping discount of $2.46, so that means they paid like $5 for the shipping. Sorry, that was a lot of rambling. Anyway, I earned $69.54. I don't remember off the top of my head how much I paid for this item. I think it was in the higher 20s, low 30s, but I still think that that was a good flip. It only took about like a month or so to sell, so that was great. This next piece I've had for a while, and I'm actually surprised that it didn't sell faster or for more, but it still sold for a good amount. It was this ALC Loyola asymmetric maroon midi dress. I remember when I picked this up, I bought it at a consignment shop in San Diego. When the last time that I visited, they were having like a sale and I picked this up, but it sold for $70 minus the Poshmark fee. I earned $56. ALC is kind of a tricky brand. I like picking it up when I find it, depending on the style of course, but it tends to sit for a while. It will sell eventually for, you know, $50 or more in my experience, but it does take a while. I think it takes time to find like the right buyer, but their pieces are absolutely beautiful, made really well. So if you find it, check comps, but just keep in mind that it might take a little while for it to sell. This next piece was actually from my San Diego resale sweater unboxing. If you guys watched that, I will link that up above. But this was an Free People Alpine Pullover in cinnamon. So this was like the mustard yellow color. I also got this same sweater in black and in green. I'm hoping that they sell for a good amount, just like this one did. But this one sold for full price. It sold for $75 minus the Poshmark fee. I earned $60. This sweater was a size extra large, which is probably the reason why I think it sold so quickly and for full price. I think when it comes to Free People now, try to stay away from like extra small because I feel like that is really oversaturated on Poshmark. It's just everywhere. Like I can find Free People anytime I go to the thrift store, but when I find like the bigger sizes, large, extra large, I try to pick those up if it's not like a super old style, because I feel like those are more sought after. More people fit into those kinds of into those sizes, so you have a better chance of it selling for a good amount and pretty quickly. I have another shoe sale, and I was kind of iffy on picking these up because there has been some talk about this brand, specifically more on like eBay. A lot of resellers have been getting their listings zeroed or removed from eBay because the brand doesn't want people reselling their stuff, and the brand is Allbirds. I picked up these women's tree breezers flats. I wasn't sure if I should. I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with like people using stock photos, which I did use a stock photo on this. At least I think it's a stock photo. It might have been like a blogger photo, I'm not sure. But it sold for $61 minus the Poshmark fee and minus a shipping discount of $2.46. I earned $46. But yeah, be careful with Allbirds, and there's a bunch of other brands out there that are getting a little bit more on resellers for using stock photos and for, you know, reselling their products. I don't know why some companies are like super strict on like not wanting their items to be resold, especially from a company who like promotes sustainability. Like not allowing your items to be resold on the internet just doesn't make sense to me. Wouldn't you want to keep your items like alive and out there and like out of the landfill? I don't know, maybe I'm just like not seeing the big picture. If you guys have anything to say about that, let me know, because maybe I just need some clarification on that. This next sale was another one of my favorite things that sold last month. I actually had this unlisted sitting in like one of my inventory closets for a few months. I didn't list it because I just didn't think it was the right time. It also had a huge stain on the bottom, which I thought was going to be really difficult to take out, and I just used Grandma's stain remover or secret stain remover, whatever it's called, and it came out so easy, and I was just like kind of beating myself up for not getting it listed sooner. But it was this Aritzia The Group by Babaton Park City puffer jacket in like a longer length. My dream is to thrift one of their super puff jackets for myself. I feel like it could happen. Like I could find it at Buffalo Exchange or at Crossroads or something like that. I just feel like it's gonna happen for me one day, but that's like my dream winter jacket. But this is kind of similar to that. It's a puffy long line jacket. This sold for $114 minus the Poshmark fee, and I offered free shipping on this. I earned $83.75. I think I have my Posher VA set up for if it's over $100 then I offer free shipping. But it shows you on the extension like how you can set that up. If you have items that like are a certain price, you can offer this discount and blah 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 blah. But yeah, anything that is over $100 I send free shipping on, which I think is a pretty good deal, right? And that still gives me a good profit margin, but like if I'm paying that much money, I think free shipping is a good deal. My last sale that I want to share with you was this Alice and Olivia Lovetta Floral Asymmetrical skirt. I think I got this in a Jomar box, but it sold for $80 minus the Poshmark fee. I earned $64. I'm glad that this went to a new home because it just deserves to be worn. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I don't pick up Alice and Olivia a lot, so I wasn't really sure how this was gonna sell. I feel like whenever I find it, it's like a really older style, but I loved this and I'm so glad that it sold. So that is it for my highlight sales that I made in September. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit more about KPIs. So according to Google, a retail key performance indicator or KPI or metric is a clearly defined and quantifiable measure that can be used to assess the performance of a retail business. There are so many different ways that you can measure KPIs, and I feel like as resellers, there are a lot of things that we can track on our end. I know that Poshmark doesn't give us a very good like dashboard of our sales, but there are some things that are available in the sales report that you can get downloaded. Like you can see where your customers are coming from, if they are return customers, how many discounts you're sending out, and things like that. I personally use an inventory sheet that I purchased from Mogi Beth. It is a sales tracker that allows me to track things like my ASP, my average profit, my average sales margin, how many days an item has been listed, the turnover ratio, just a whole bunch of information that I think is extremely valuable. And if you guys don't have a method of tracking your inventory yet, I highly recommend checking hers out. This is not sponsored or anything. I just absolutely love the information that is available in her spreadsheet. So if you guys want to check it out, I will leave her link down below. I started to think about it a little bit more and kind of reflect on when I used to work in retail, and I kept getting down on myself because like from month to month my sales weren't doing great. Like I was kind of expecting myself to do better every single month, which is, I think that's a reasonable goal to want to achieve, but I feel like there are so many things that we have to keep in mind for why maybe one month might not perform as well as another. And that is, you know, season changes, things that are going on in our personal lives, and just like the market in general. So I feel like if I can take my sales from this month, October 2021, and compare them to my sales from October 2020, I can kind of get a better idea of my overall growth as a small business owner. I will be completely honest, my sales in all of 2020 were absolutely horrible. As my first year as like a full-time reseller, it just wasn't it. I wasn't doing what I thought I was going to do. Then again, I mean, you know, we were in the middle of a pandemic and that got to me a lot. There was just so many different attributes as to why I didn't perform my best. But I'm very happy to say that I more than doubled my sales from last year in 2020, and I like seeing this growth. Something that I've noticed about my business is that I don't change a lot, like drastically. Like things don't change for me overnight. I am somebody who takes kind of like a while to see growth, and I think that that's fine because it is stable growth, and for me it's a little bit more realistic. As somebody who, yes, I am a full-time reseller, but I don't put in as many hours as I know a lot of other full-time resellers do. I have this business running so that it can allow me to live a life of freedom, a life that I can spend more time with my daughter, spend more time at home, and just doing things that I enjoy. I don't want to be sucked into my business, at least not in this stage of my life. Maybe, you know, in a few years I'm gonna want to go gung-ho a little bit more, but I feel like I'm at a good place mentally. Like I feel like I'm happy in how I'm running my business. So seeing this kind of growth where I'm like more than doubling what I did last year, it's just showing that like as a full-time reseller I am doing like a lot better and I am growing year after year. I'm actually coming up on my 2-year anniversary as a full-time reseller. It's definitely been an interesting 2 years, but I have definitely been enjoying it. Anyway, I hope that this video wasn't too much rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing my monthly sales videos this way. I feel like I want to do what sold in a different type of video, but I'm still kind of figuring it out. So let me know down below if these like overall monthly videos help, or if you guys like it broken down a little bit more specifically. Let me know. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you guys on Thursday. I have a really fun video planned. It's actually in collaboration with another YouTuber / another reseller, so you definitely want to check it out. If you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please consider hitting that red button down below. I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and we would love to have you as a part of our little family. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!